Hello, students. This is Saxon Algebra 2, Lesson 60. In this video, we will learn about direct variation or direct proportion. These two expressions mean the same thing. What is direct variation? Supposing a problem states that the number of apples varies directly as the number of trees. This means that if there are more trees, there will be more apples. So direct variation, more trees, more apples. Direct variation, more equals more. Now, we would write that expression in algebra like this. Apples equals K times the number of trees, where K is the constant of proportionality. Now, it works like this. When K is equal to 1, if you have one tree, you're going to have one apple. If you have 2 trees, you're going to have 2 apples. And if you have 99 trees, you're going to have 99 apples. If the constant of proportionality is 289, if you have 1 tree, you're going to have 289 apples. If you have 2 trees, you're going to have 578 apples. And if you have 99 trees, you're going to have 28,611 apples. So the problem might start off like this. The number of apples is in direct proportion to the number of trees. This allows us to set up our proportion. The number of apples is in direct proportion to the number of trees. The problem might go on to say, when there were 25 trees, there were 3,750 apples. And so we go back to our algebraic proportion and we plug in the numbers that were given. This second statement is going to allow us to calculate the constant of proportionality K. So 3,750 equals K times 25. And when we do the math, we find that K in this case equals 150. Finally, the problem is going to give you a statement something like this. How many apples will there be when there are 65 trees? So again, we go back to the proportion that we set up after the first statement, and we now plug in the numbers that we have. So we're looking for the number of apples, but we now know that the constant of proportionality is 150, and we're dealing with 65 trees. So when there are 65 trees in this problem, there are going to be 9,750 apples. So you can see that these kinds of problems basically have 3 steps. First, you set up the proportion. Second, you find K, the constant of proportionality. And finally, number 3, you solve the problem. Let's do one more. The number of boys in every classroom varies directly as the number of girls. In one classroom, there are 8 boys and 2 girls. If there are 5 girls in another classroom, how many boys are there? So we follow our 3 steps. The first step is to set up the proportion. The number of boys in every classroom varies as the number of girls. And then you use the information from the second statement to get your proportion, your constant of proportionality. In one classroom, there are 8 boys and 2 girls, which gives us a constant of proportionality, K, equal to 4. If there are 5 girls in another classroom, how many boys are there? We go back to the proportion that we set up in the beginning. We're looking for the number of boys. Now we have the constant of proportionality, and we're given a number of girls. And so we see that the final answer is that there will be 20 boys. I hope this video has helped you to master the concept of direct proportion, and I'll see you in the next video.